Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another exciting, sensational episode with, yes, you got it right, Around the Wicket with Stuart Binney. The man himself who's in the house. Of course, the stadium is clapping. Everyone has gone nuts. Stuart, you're on the show. We're all excited. Today, obviously, we're going to be kicking off the conversation with RCB, with the big man himself. Virat Kohli being at the helm has been one of the captains who has constantly captained this team. Unfortunately, no trophies yet. They've let go of players in the past: Chris Gale, Chris Morris, KL Rahul, some amazing talents. Three IPL final appearances, but well, unfortunately, they were not able to clinch it. And till now, they've had a good run in this particular season. I would love to know, Stuart, what was your debut like?
Yeah, it was obviously a strange thing for me at that time. I mean, I had just come out from the ICL where I had played a bit of cricket with the international players already. So I kind of came in with a bit of an experience. I kind of knew what was expected of me at that time. But having said that, it's never easy to just walk out and I played my first IPL game at the Eden Gardens against the KKR for the Mumbai Indians, and I was straight up against Shane Bond in the last couple of overs. So obviously, it's not an easy thing to just go out and smack the ball all over the park. But I mean, you've got to back your instincts and back what you practiced.
Virat stepping down as RCB captain, a big one, Stuart. What do you think?
Probably, done it for some time now. He's maybe fatigued as captain, maybe in all three formats. It's not easy to be captain in one format. He's got to pick himself up in different formats and score runs every day. Runs is not a problem for Virat Kohli as we've seen in the past. It's just about being mentally, I think, fresh in every format is one which is important to him. I feel. I think I could be wrong. I mean, it could be just something else personal or but I feel that the one thing that comes to my mind would be that the fatigue of going through every format as captain and try and ease some mental stress. Also, you've got to look after your whole setup as well. And that takes a lot out of you. I mean, you've got to really know who's doing well, who needs your help at that point of time, who you've got to kind of shadow also in that batting lineup. Look, he hopefully with him being free after the captaincy role and he'll be able to play the cricket and brand of cricket that he's known for. Even as captain, he's done extremely well for RCB as India. He's got 104 in a year, which is not easy as captain as well. I just think the amount of cricket that they're also being played right now is also another factor.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the one way the calendars are never empty anymore, and it's just sometimes you just wake up day in day out playing cricket, and sometimes your mind just needs a break. I feel.
No, and I agree. I, of course, immediately have to get into this. Stuart Binney's role in the camp.
My role with RCB was a very simple role, but also complicated at times. I was someone who bowled with a new ball, just one over. Sometimes at times just the over up front, the first one with a new ball. Did get wickets at times, but was pulled off and never bowled again. So I mean, there was times I was confused as a cricketer also because there are times you want to bowl your second over because you have got someone like a Josh Butler out, or Narayan out, or someone like that, but you never got that over again. But obviously you have to come first in situations like that. We had lineup of bowlers with Watson and some of the other guys as well who were waiting, to finish the power plays off for us. So that was my role with the ball, and obviously with the bat was again to try and finish games. My role was to bat 6 balls and probably have 20 on the board or 18 on the board. I practiced. That is how I practiced through the whole season. I never went out and played more than 30 balls in a net session. I was pushed into a session where you say 15 balls to it and try and hit how many ever sixes you can. So that's the way I practiced through my IPL career. It's how you practice also that when you go in, it's all muscle memory at the end of the day.
Sure.
So you've got to go in with knowing that I have only 3 balls and trying to hit 1-6 and 1-4. Okay, that was my job. So I went to bed thinking that when I went to the ground practicing that. So obviously it came a little bit easier to me when you do it day in, day out in the nets. Obviously it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, fitness was and has been at the center of RCB's ideology, with Virat himself leading the pack. How much of that was something that you had to concentrate on?
Yeah, a lot. In fact, I mean, I changed the way I trained in 2013 compared to what I was when I was training for India, when I was playing for RCB or for Rajasthan Royals, and for that matter. Look, at that time, our diets weren't that important. To be honest, we ate whatever we saw, kind of things. And look, then it all came down to Virat saying, listen, this is going to help us in the future. It may take 6 or 8 months of sacrifice to get our bodies there and our minds there as well. Why don't we try it and let's see what happens as individuals and see how well this can take your game. And so that's what a few of us did. I mean, we went on different diets. We trained differently. We just didn't lift up heavy weights in the gym. We did more speed weights, more Olympic lifting, stuff like that. Did a lot of running and helped us in our games and in our fielding as well.
What was your cheat meal, Stuart?
So look, when I played for India, I never had many cheat meals, to be honest. But if you ask me after that, I love a good biryani.
Ah, nice. Chris Gayle has been somebody who has been brutally brilliant. So, Chris Gayle now suddenly not being a part of the team, or do you think that leaves a yawning gap?
It's impossible to fill Chris's shoes and
Just true.
stuff that he's done for not only RCB, for the West Indies and for all the franchises that he played for. I mean, I remember the first time I played against him, and it's just his presence at the crease is just something that teams will definitely look.
It's intimidating, yes.
Yeah, he is. And when he hits a cricket ball like that and going on, all guns blazing, he is not someone who's going to shy away from a battle. And I think RCB, in my opinion, made a mistake by letting him go. Obviously, I felt that he at the Chinnaswamy was probably the most dangerous batsman in this world. Look, now he's somewhere else playing better cricket, and hopefully things plan out for these guys.
How is it like bowling to him in the net, Stuart? I mean,
look, I'll be honest with you, okay? I just bowled only short balls, so he could hit only that side. He could hit it back to me. I never tried to bowl anything up.
Very good strategy.
Hit that back to me, you're probably dead or you're never playing cricket again. So I just kept bowling slower bounce and it kept hitting me outside the ground. So I was like, pass the ball back then.
Alright, so Chahal has been somebody who has done fabulously well, Stuart. Not just for the franchise, he's also done so for the country.
He's a clever bowler. Let's put it across that way. He knows how to adapt to formats, and he's not afraid. Look, for a spinner to get the amount of wickets that he's got in Chinnaswamy Stadium, which is like most six-hitting ground in the IPL, right?
Sure.
After Wankhede, and for him to get that many wickets, obviously he's got some courage first and foremost. He's not afraid to get hit for that 1-6, but his comebacks into every ball is the most important. If you see him, he does go for 1 or 2 sixes in the over, but it's his comeback from that over to be able to close out that over or to get that wicket in the power play has made him the bowler he is. So it's very simple. He's just backed himself, and he's very skillful at also. I must say he's a very skillful bowler. So.
What's the trick do you think Virat is missing? Because obviously he's done brilliantly well as a captain for the India team, but this one has eluded him. What do you think is that little trick that is being missed?
I can't really put it down to one thing, to be honest. I think one thing that the franchisee could have done a little bit better is to hold on to their core players for 5 years. Not try to shuffle them. I mean, look, there's obviously Gayle, Virat, maybe have been around for a while, but then once they lost them, they had the likes of KL Rahul, they had a Mayank Agarwal, they had Manish Pandey, all playing at one stage for the RCB team. If they had shown a little bit more faith in them, given them a year to try and break into that setup, I think they would have had results today.
You think somewhere he's felt that he's been left wanting as a captain, maybe not getting that form of a backup from the management?
I'm not too sure whether it's the management or it's the scouts or it's the coaches coming in and going. It's very hard. I mean, some teams go on players that are doing well 1 month before an IPL. Sometimes, and they're playing in completely different countries, completely different conditions, and expect the guys to come over to India and score runs and wickets that are sometimes slow and turning. It's not really fair on their part as well. So they've got to get that balance right. I mean, the Indian players play here, they're born here, they spin well. I mean, I would definitely back an Indian player or an international player, and that's the thing I'm coming from.
All right, Stuart. So it's time now that we get into our super over segment. First question, Stuart. We are getting into this one. I have scored the most boundaries, 4s and 6s, for RCB in the IPL. Who am I?
Chris Gayle.
नहीं यार स्टुअर्ट विराट कोहली मैंने भी सोचा था क्रिस गेल I took a stunner at deep cover to dismiss Nitish Rana in the 2016 IPL against Mumbai Indians. Who am I?
This guy just retired like a month ago.
I don't know who is they talking about, yeah, but the guy.
Maybe.
Yeah, well done. And what a stunning catch that was, Stuart.
Thank you.
All right, we hold the record for the best partnership in the history of IPL. Identify us. यार ये तो आसान होना चाहिए.
AB Virat.
Perfect. Raju Bhatkal, Sunil Joshi, Ravi Rampal, and Adrian Bharat. Which player has not been a part of the RCB squad? Tick tock. No pressure.
I've never heard of Adrian Bharat in that squad. So
Shabash. That's the right answer. All right. I'm the first Indian batsman to score an IPL century. Who am I?
Manish Pandey.
Perfection. Chris Gayle, the person who, of course, freaks out even the best bowlers in the world, holds the record for most sixes in a single edition of IPL. Do you know how many, Stuart?
52.
Not very far off, Stuart. 59.
Okay.
So, well,
That's why-
that's
yes.
a wrap. Yeah, but not bad, yeah. But I, of course, want to understand that feeling, Stuart, of that stunning catch that you took. Yeah, you have to tell us.
Yeah, it's obviously nice to be feeling in the boundary in RCB first and foremost. The fan base is amazing back here. So, look, we practice that day in day out, also taking those catches. I mean, that's what not too many people who know what happens behind the scenes. I mean, we take 40, 50 catches that way, trying to get this one catch to happen the whole season. So that's how it works.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. Stuart, now, of course, we are going to wrap up this one, which was our RCB special with the man himself, Around the Wicket with Stuart Binney. Yes, that's the name of the show. And the conversation and the juggernaut of this conversation continues. So till we meet again, this is Sudhi and Stuart saying goodbye.